So on the topic of sleighs, how have your sleighs all been going this year?
Well, we've only had to cancel one. Postpone it, should I say? We pushed it back to the 22nd. Other than that, I'd say it's been quite quiet. It's been a bit of a different sort of stale feel to previous years. I think since COVID, it's been quite, joyous, and there've been a lot of people coming out. Even I think more people through crap weather than we've had lately with the decent weather. So it's still, I mean, obviously it's still good fun. It's a good laugh dancing around like an idiot in front of the sleigh, giving loads of chocolates to kids and raising a few quid for charity. But it's just a quiet, more sort of subdued feel this year, I think. And I've been out with the Ulster sleigh as well as the Redditch one, and it feels fairly similar with them. It's still quite a quiet sort of experience. So, but
definitely, it's strange you say that, because we've kind of felt the same this year a little bit. We were a little bit slow on social media this year, and we have tried to sort of increase it, but it has increased and we've got more people out, but it does seem a little bit quieter to what it has been in previous years. I don't know if it's just the weather. I mean, we've had storms the past couple of weekends. I was out last night pulling the sleigh, and the wind was horrendous in Penistone. So yes, weather's not been the best. We've had a lot of people waving from windows, and a lot of people, sort of commenting on social media and stuff like that. But yeah, it definitely seems a little bit quieter than what it has been in the past few years, definitely.
Yeah, I've got nothing to really compare mine to because it's my first Christmas season as a tart. But we've actually added an extra route this year because of the popularity and the engagement on social media. So we've added an extra one, and so far it looks so good, and we'll raise a good amount of money.
Cool.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, isn't it? I know it's a great experience to be part of. Certainly for me, the best part of sleigh season for me is it's not all about the money. Obviously, that's a nice bonus because we can put that back into the local community. It enables us to do it again next year. We've had a refurbished sleigh this year as well. It looks the best it's ever done. But the most important thing for me is being able to get out there and sort of see the smiles on kids' faces, the old people's faces that are waving from the windows because it's too cold to come out, and just getting out there and spreading that Christmas cheer and just having a good time with your mates while you're doing it and making a difference in your community. And yeah, I think it's probably, for me, it's probably the most important sort of event that we do. And we do quite a few through the year, but Sleigh's the one that I sort of love the most.
Yeah, same sort of story with us in Redditch. We actually sat down a couple of years ago and said, what is it we're trying to do with the sleigh? We all kind of came together and thought, are we there just raising money for charity, or is it more? Is it just that we're taking Santa to kids and areas where they might not necessarily get a chance to see Santa any other time through the Christmas period? And, a byproduct of that is we raise a few quid. Or is it that we want to raise money? And everyone said, no, it's taking Santa to the places where they need to see him. We need to do that, offer that service to the community. And so that's something we stuck to, that even this year, when we know, excuse me, voice is going again, where we know we're maybe not going to raise a lot of money, especially in some areas, but we don't care so much, because as long as we've got enough to cover it, to put it on, that's what we want to do. We want to put it on, and we love it. Some of these areas are amazing, but even so, the other more affluent areas are just so quiet.
It is. Yeah. It's a weird one, isn't it? Because I've heard before that you tend to raise more money from the less affluent areas. It's almost like it's more of a struggle to get people to engage in those sorts of situations. But I think it's a massive thing. Like as a legacy event and a community event, and it's like I say, it's not just about the money. It's about the memories and I mean, I grew up in an area that had one, and it's a big part of my childhood. I always remember it just anchors your year. That you just that Santa's going to come past your street at some point. So I think you never underestimate that. Yeah, because I think sometimes we focus a lot on the raising money part as to be one of our biggest metrics, but it's not just that. It's that
community element. I mean, when I was back in England the sleigh used to live on my drive when I was a kid, so for me it was great. But when you go out as a tabler in your late 20s and 30s, and you're knocking on those doors, and those people are saying, "Oh, I remember you coming around when my kids were 10 years old, and they're now 40, 50." So it's been going for that long. It's just that side of it, and the joy that it brings to the community is just really, that's what makes it. It's just such a good thing to do, and it's unique to us as well. It's not something other tables associations do. It's an RTBI thing. So
yeah, it's been quite difficult for us as well this year, because we've actually had to drop a couple of sort of routes that we've done for a good few years, just because we don't have the volunteers this year to be able to actually make it happen. It would mean sort of having to put the routes on midweek, and that has a bit of a drawback in the fact that midweek, for the time that you want to actually capture the kids, people aren't home from work. Life's busy these days. People are working, trying to get home from work, making the tea, to actually be able to get out there supporting a sleigh midweek is really, really difficult. So we have had to actually hand off a couple of our sleigh areas to sort of the local sort of Rotary Club that already do it in that area. But it's amazing the amount of people that have been requesting it. Why aren't you coming to this area? Why aren't you coming here? Are you coming here this year? It's kind of a little bit sad that we can't, and hopefully we can, pick it back up in, years to come. It does make you a little bit sad that, people do want it. It's that sense of community that for a lot of people, it is actually, certainly before I joined table, seeing the sleigh come up our road, seeing the little one's face, glow, myself as well. The fact that somebody was dragging a Santa around on the back of a car, playing music, it was tradition at Christmas. It is something that we always sort of did. We look forward to that. And I think that's that sense of community and tradition that a lot of people look to Round Table to be able to provide. And we are gutted in Penistone we've not been able to actually put on a couple of areas that we normally go to. Obviously, we can't for safety reasons and stuff like that, lack of volunteers when we need it, but hopefully we can pick it back up. But yeah, you're definitely right. That sense of community and stuff that we get from being able to do it. That's why we all do it, isn't it? We go out in all weathers. We went out in the storms, not the weekend just gone, the weekend before, where the whole of the UK was under weather alerts, left, right, and centre, and we still went out. We luckily we were able to have enough volunteers, and it was not as bad here as what it has been in some areas, to be able to make sure that we actually got it on. And I think people really appreciate that as well.